Hi, in this video you will see a complete guideline how to start a Selenium C# project from beginning to end. It is very basic level tutorial. I will start from the very basic level. At first I will show you how to open Visual Studio, and then after opening the Visual Studio how to create a project, and once you create a project how to choose what type of framework or what type of things you need to include. Once you create the startup project, then you also need to include all the packages like Selenium or WebDriver Manager, this type of important packages. How you can import those things I will show you, and finally I will write a test case. But this test case will not be a regular test case, it will be breakdown into three different parts. It will have three sections basically. The first section it will initialize the environment, and the last section it will close the environment, and the middle portion it will be the test scenario or test case. You will see that. Not only that, you will also see how to build the solution once you finish developing, and finally how to run that. But this build section and how to run it will be at the end of the section. Before that we will cover how we implement our code. Finally, once you finished the code block, you will learn how to run the test case or the whole solution. It is very simple and easy. This video is a bit lengthy, but it will give you the overall idea. Just try to watch the video from beginning to end, and then you will get the complete idea how you can start writing your first Selenium C# code using Visual Studio. Open Visual Studio in your Mac. We can easily open Visual Studio by holding Command key and spacebar all together, and it will prompt us on search menu to open the application. Here I need to type Visual Studio. When we finish typing this keyword, then we'll find couple of options are there. From here we have to choose Visual Studio.app. So I'm going to open this application. It will take few seconds, like 10 seconds, to open Visual Studio. When Visual Studio will be opened, it will ask us either to create a new project or open a project. In the right side, we'll see the recent open Visual Studio project. Our goal is to create a new project. So I'm going to click the new option, and then it will prompt us this type of window. From where we have to choose on template where we can develop or build our automation code. We are working on test type of thing, so we need to choose a template which is related to test. Here we'll see that this test type of template, it supports three types of test framework. One is MS test, another is XUnit, and the last one is NUnit. We will use NUnit because this is most popular and widely used by most of the companies. Once we select NUnit.test.project, then we need to select the language which we can use with this type of framework. Here we are seeing two types of option. One is C#, and there is F#. Our goal is to use C#, so I am choosing that, and then from this window I am going to hit continue button to go to the next step. So once we click the continue button, it will ask us to choose a target framework. I am going to choose the latest version of .NET framework, and then again I am pressing continue button, and finally we are almost ready to create our project. Now we need to choose a nice name for our project. We can type our name of the project is like My Selenium Automation. It's a big name, but still it's fine. And then we are putting the same solution name, and on the right side we can see there is a preview option. So here we are seeing all the thing. Let's do one thing. Let's remove the my, and the project name will be very simple, like Selenium Automation. Once we choose the project name and solution name, we can hit the create button to create our first project of Selenium Automation, and it will take few seconds to open the project in the same solution and the same project name. Because we choose the same project name and the same solution name, it will take few seconds. Don't worry, it will not crash, just wait a little bit. We will see the Visual Studio is opened with the solution and the project. Here we are seeing on the left side there is a solution, and inside the solution there is only one project which we just created. Here we are seeing on CS file, which is one of the test file. It is created by default by Visual Studio. If we expand dependencies, we'll find two things. One is frameworks and there is NuGet. NuGet are the package manager for this project. The other folder is frameworks, where the .NET Core framework is there. We can also check all the packages which are included in this project by right click, and then there is one option like edit project files. We just need to click over there, then it will be opened on the right side of this project explorer or solution explorer. From there we can also check what are the packages are required for this Visual Studio project. Here we are seeing the NUnit framework is there, which are installed by default when we choose the NUnit framework type of project. Now let's create a test project from this solution explorer. Inside this project, I am going to delete the default test file which Visual Studio created at the beginning of this project. So I'm going to right click and then choose delete, and then finally I'm going to delete this CS file and it removed finally. This is also not required. We can also delete this thing. It is time to create our new test case. To create a new test case, we basically need to create a CS file. I'm going to right click, then choose add, and then new file, the first option, and then Visual Studio will prompt us this type of thing. Here left side there are different types of options, but our target is to create a C# file or .cs file. So I'm going to hit general and it has different option. The first one is the empty class, so I am going to choose this one and I'm putting in good name for this class. Suppose the name of this class or this test class is like Selenium test. We can just type any name is fine. So I'm going to type Selenium test, and then finally I'm going to hit the create button. Once I hit the create button, it will create a .cs file which is named as Selenium test.cs file. Inside this file, I'm going to remove this portion of code because we don't need it. We are going to create a Selenium project using C#. So basically we also need to install Selenium. We can easily install Selenium by right click on this project name, and then from here we can choose manage NuGet packages. Once we are on the NuGet package manager this page, then we will find three options are there: browse, install and updates. We just need to install Selenium. We need to go to browse and then we have to type Selenium. It will search all the Selenium related packages are there, and from here we have to choose selenium.webdriver and selenium.support. We just need to check these two options and then we have to click add packages this button. When the button is clicked, it will start installing those two packages, and we will see those two packages are going to install on the left side. And when it is finished installing those two packages, we can also check from the dependencies of the solution explorer, and here inside the dependencies, if we expand the NuGet, then we will find the last two are the Selenium support and Selenium WebDriver are the packages which we just install from the NuGet package manager. A modern testng test class consists of three things. One is the setup, which basically it loads or configure all the initialization of a test environment. The actual test scenarios are written inside the test. And finally the other one is the tear down. This basically removes all the garbages or all unnecessary things and also exit the test case. We are going to develop all the sections one by one. At first we will develop the first section, which is setup. Here we will create one method. Suppose the method name is start browser, which will actually start the browser. So here we need to develop one method, and in C# we used to create a method by using the public keyword and void and then the name of the method. Suppose the name of the method we already discussed as start browser, and each method name it ends with a parenthesis and curly brace, and inside this curly brace we just need to define our code. We will define on driver object. So here I am going to use the interface iWebDriver, and the driver name is driver. So this is on interface, and this driver will initialize the setup driver for our project. When we typed iWebDriver, Visual Studio is showing us one error, and to fix this error, what we need to do, we just move our cursor on top of iWebDriver and it will give us couple of suggestions. From here, we just need to use the first option, which is initialized by using openqa.selenium. If we import this thing, then the error will be gone. So I'm going to choose this option, which is using openqa.selenium. And then finally, after choosing it, we are seeing inside the code using openqa.selenium, this line was inserted, and now the error is gone. For this project, we are going to use Chrome browser, so I'm initialized by using the new keyword and Chrome driver. So in this way, we can easily initialize the driver object by using new Chrome driver. Here we are seeing one error. Visual Studio is pointing on error is there, like Chrome driver, it is unable to locate what type of thing is there. So what you need to do, we need to fix this thing. We can easily fix this thing by the same way. We just need to put our cursor over here and Visual Studio will expand this type of menu. We have to choose the first option, which is using openqa.selenium.chrome. Thus the object initialization of driver is completed successfully. We need the browser, which is Chrome browser, to do this testing, but we can do this two ways. We can either download this browser manually, or we can use some other package which will help us to download the browser, and then it will help us to run the automation. I'm not going to download the Chrome browser manually. It's a tedious task, and every time we need to figure out what versions of Chrome browser are we using. So I'm not going to that route. To do this, I will use WebDriver Manager, this package, and this package will handle everything for us. So I'm going to install this package. So again, the same way, we need to go Project Explorer and then right click, and from this menu we have to choose Manage NuGet Packages. Once the new Manage NuGet Packages window is open, inside the search bar we just need to click here and then start typing WebDriver Manager. We just checked it, and then I'm going to hit Add Package to start the installation. Once the installation is done, we'll see on the right left corner the installation is finished, and we'll see inside the NuGet dependency over there. So here, once the installation is done, we are seeing at the end WebDriver Manager is installed over there. Now we need to configure this WebDriver Manager so that it will configure the Chrome driver. WebDriver Manager basically is a namespace, and inside this namespace there are a couple of classes. One of the classes is Driver Manager. We just need to use this to configure our Chrome browser or Chrome. So here I am going to click Driver Manager, and then it is adding over there like WebDriver Manager dot Driver Manager, and we need to create one object of this thing. So at the beginning we just need to use a keyword, which is new keyword. So I am going to add the new keyword at the beginning. Now let's add the method setup driver. Inside the method we need to initialize Chrome config. So I am going to add the keyword new, and then after that we are using Chrome config. When we initialize the Chrome config, Visual Studio will prompt us some sort of warning or error. We just need to fix it like before. We have to put our cursor over there and it will pop up all the options to choose. I'm choosing the first option, and after choosing this thing, the error will be gone. In this way, we can easily initialize the Chrome browser inside the setup section. Now I am going to implement the test section. So I am going to uncomment this test section, and I am trying to implement one method which is my first test. So here I am implementing one method by using public keyword, and the return type is void, and the name of the method is my first class or my first test. And here we will implement this thing. We have a driver object which we initialize inside the setup, but this driver object is also needed inside our test class also. So what I am doing, I am going to create this driver object as global, so that I can reuse this thing inside everywhere in this class. So I just initialize iWebDriver driver, and I'm going to remove this part. And so here we are seeing driver, and here there is a spelling mistake. I'm typing driver, there is a R I missed, so I'm typing this thing and everything will be equal. And this is the object, driver object, which is global. Now inside this test class we can also use the same driver object here. So I'm going to type driver, and then suppose we want to open on URL, so I'm going to initialize.url equal, suppose the website name is http://google.com, and it is inside the inverted comma, and there will be a semicolon at the end of this line. So what it is doing, it is basically initialize the URL with this driver objects. Now let's run it, and to check whether it is running properly or not, I'm going to run by debug mode, and let's check whether if there is any error or not, or running or not. So once we click the debug button, then it will open the Chrome browser, and it is opening google.com, and then finally it is going to close this browser. But here it will not close the browser. I'm going to manually close the browser because I didn't type anything which will close the browser. Here in this test tear down, this section will implement that. So I'm going to uncomment it, and I'm going to implement on method which will close the browser. Suppose the method name is close browser, and this is a public method and void return type. And here inside it we have to initialize the driver object with quiet method. We can also use the close method. If we use close method, then it will only close the current window, whereas if we use the quiet method, it will close all the windows of Chrome browser. Now we can also do one thing, we can verify the title of the page. So I am going to write another line of code to verify this title. I'm using test context, this class, and there is a property, it is called progress. And finally, after that, I'm going to use the method writeLine, and inside this writeLine method I'm going to initialize the driver.title property, which will actually show us the title of this page. And finally we need to close the parenthesis by typing a semicolon. Time to run the application and to check whether this test is working properly or not. I'm going to hit the run button, and it will start running the application. It opened the browser, and then it went google.com, and finally it closes the thing. And here we are seeing the title of the page is Google. So that's it. In this way we can easily run our test case using Selenium WebDriver. Here I skipped one section, which is how to build. To build the program, we just need to click the build menu and then build solution, and it will build the whole solution. The other section which we skipped, how to test this program or this solution. So for that we just need to click view, and from this view menu, then there is one option, it is called test. We just need to click test, and this test type of window will be open this side. What we can do, we can rearrange here. So I'm dragging and dropping it here so that the test will be here, and from here we can directly run the test based on the whole solution or particular test case. Thank you for watching the video.